Good afternoon, my name is EricaP, and today I will be teaching you how to small mammal trap, or at least set a mammal trap. The reason that this is important to me is because I am a senior in wildlife conservation, and in the next couple of months, I'm going to be on the real world, and setting small mammal traps is a big part of research which I am hoping to get into. So, purposes of trapping. There's lots of purposes to trap animals, some of them for kill, so eating or just getting rid of nuisance species around your house or areas. Illegal activities like poaching for exotic pets or getting pelts, still illegal. Relocation, obviously, moving like possums or something out of your yard. Captive breeding, so like deer ranches need to bring in new strains of DNA and whatnot, and then zoo displays. Like I said, research is a big part of trapping. You can trap to collect specimens, so like museum skins, or just specimens to look at within classrooms, collecting samples from the animals to look at in the lab, or collecting data such as measurements on weight and different body measurements. You can GPS or radio collar mammals or animals that you trap so that you can track them later. And then there's also marking the animals for capture, mark, and recapture, which helps with population determination. So, the materials that we have in front of us. You have your trap. You need a trap to trap. So we have 3 cotton balls. So grab 3 cotton balls from your cotton ball pile. These cotton balls are used for warmth with the small mammal because at night, especially up here at high elevations, temperatures drop really cold. Even in August when it's like 70 degrees plus during the day, it gets down too cold so that the mammal will not survive if they don't have the cotton balls. Grab 3 to 4 pieces of food. You put food in the trap because smaller animals have higher metabolisms, which means that they need to keep eating every couple of hours or they will die. And you don't want that to happen because the important part of trapping is to keep your animal alive. So take your bag in front of you. That's what you're going to put all your materials in. And then we also have bait, which is going to be the red beads again. So after setting the trap and after checking the trap, you have safety equipment, which includes a respirator, because there's this thing called hantavirus, which will kill you, a plastic bag to hold your specimen in, and gloves, which I was unable to acquire for this presentation. Parts of the Sherman trap that you want to be aware of. It's important to know the different parts of your trap, so that way you can tell if it is working correctly. First part you want to know about is the front door. That's the door that if you open it and it stays down, that's the front door. If you open it and it doesn't stay down, that is the back door. Important parts inside of the trap are the treadle, which if you reach in, it's this little like latch kind of thing, and that you need to adjust that or check the adjustment every time that you set the trap, so that if you hit the trap like this and it doesn't close, that means the sensitivity is it's not sensitive enough, because when the mouse or other small mammal goes across the trigger, which is the plate behind it, so if you set your front door down on the and then press the trigger behind it, so it's just the plate behind it, and if your door does not close and your treadle is not sensitive enough, so you can like adjust it and push it back a little or pull it forward. So you want the trap to just kind of close with a tap. Alright, so now we're going to set the trap. So you guys already have your beads and your cotton balls inside your plastic bag. Take your plastic bag, find the back door, put the plastic bag inside, and close the back door like so. So there's a piece of the bag sticking out. Then reach inside and make sure that the bag is loose. The reason you want the bag loose is so that the mouse can gnaw through the plastic bag to get at the food and cotton balls. You want to keep, the reason for the plastic bag is to keep all of the materials inside the trap in the back of the trap, so that way they don't get loose and they can stay warmer / eat food while they're in their little nest.
Oh, you said keep the food and the...
Keep the food and the cotton balls in the plastic bag, yes. And then...
Where did I want to put this? I'm too scared to
press... Then pull your cradle up a little bit. So just kind of like bend it forward a little. Alright, so then you're going to want to set... No, mine's not. Mine's too loose. Set your front door. So now your trap is ready to catch a small mammal. Mouse are most likely to go in. When placing the small mammal trap, you want to place it in areas that are prime locations where small mammals will be found. So along fallen logs, crevices in trees and rocks, just different areas where these mammals are more likely to go. So not out in the open, because small little critters don't like to be in the open because they will get eaten. Alright, so where do you think in this room would be a good place to put the trap?
Corners.
Under that thing.
Yes, you guys are both correct. So, that's where setting the trap comes in. Once you set the trap, you want to take a few more pieces of food and put them slightly inside and slightly outside. You only want to put a few pieces around, because if you put too many pieces, they're not going to want to go inside the trap to get the other food. And that's kind of the point of the trap, to lure them in. And then, when the time frame in which you would place the trap outside is around dusk, between 6 and 8 o'clock, depending on where you are and what sunlight is like. You don't want to place it too early in the day, because then if you get a mammal that day and you don't check it until like between 6 and 8 o'clock the next morning, your mammal will have been in the trap for 12 hours plus, and that's really not good because, like I said, fast metabolisms, there won't be enough food inside. So when you're checking the trap, if you come up to it and the door is closed, pick it up and see how heavy it is. If it kind of feels heavy, then you probably have an animal in there. Depending on the weight, because different animals require different forms of baggage. So if it's really heavy, it's probably a chipmunk, and you want to use a cloth bag because they can bite through plastic bags. If it's pretty light, it's probably a mouse or a shrew, and you can just use a plastic bag. So you will take the trap, hold it in the plastic bag like so. Open it. Oh, here we go. It's okay to like move it around. The mouse is probably inside the bag, so they won't fall around too much, and they're pretty durable creatures. Open the front door and swing it. Then you are going to grab it closed, and then you would reach inside, grab the animal, pull it out, do whatever measurements you were going to do, tag it if you're tagging it, and then release it. That is how you set a trap. So here's a location in which you would set a trap, kind of example. This is from my experience over the summer with Wildlife Field Techniques course. You actually get to do small mammal trapping. We did 4 quadrats, 100 meters by 100 meters, so 400 traps set every night. It's fun. You get to wear the respirators because, like I said, hantavirus is prevalent, and if you're working at a school, they want you to be safe. Don't forget, keeping your animals alive is the most important part of live trapping. Here are my references. Any questions?
What is the
Yeah, what's hantavirus?
Okay, so hantavirus, hold on, I have a card with all the better information on it. Hantavirus you can catch through fresh feces, urine, or saliva from an infected animal. It can cause pulmonary something, so it's like a hemorrhagic disease. You bleed out. It takes about 1 to 5 weeks to incubate within your body, so if you've been exposed, you don't actually know how long it's going to take to express itself within you. There's also not a lot of information on hantavirus right now. They're actually starting to check for it more because there have been so many cases in the past. So most of the symptoms, like the early symptoms, between 1 and 3 days that you would get, you could liken to the flu symptom. So you'd feel nauseous, you'd feel achy, you would feel good. 4 to 10 days, you'd start getting really bad cramps and dizziness and fever, chills, sweats, other nasty things that you should find out of the ordinary and not flu-like. There's a 38% mortality with this, and you can catch it from deer mice, cotton rats, and rice rats. So you have to wear the respirator when handling such species because, again, if they bite you, you can catch it through their saliva, and they can sometimes bite through gloves and plastic bags. It's a nasty disease. Any other questions?